One hot afternoon, the village bully, a large boy named Taro, bumped into Kenji near the rice fields. Taro laughed and pushed Kenji into the mud. Kenji's face turned red. He jumped up, swinging his arms wildly, trying to hit Taro. But Kenji was clumsy. He tripped over his own feet and crashed into a wooden fence, breaking it. The village elder, Mr. Tanaka, shook his head. "Kenji," he sighed, "you have too much fire and no water to cool it down. You only bring trouble." It was true. Kenji was not a bad boy, but he was a loud one. In the small village of Takayama, which sat at the bottom of a green mountain, everyone knew Kenji. They called him Kenji the Storm. If a basket of apples was knocked over, Kenji probably did it. If a game of tag turned into a wrestling match, Kenji was usually at the bottom of the pile. He had messy hair that stuck up like black grass, and his fists were always clenched tight. The problem was that Kenji felt small inside, so he tried to act big on the outside. Kenji ran away. He ran past the rice paddies, past the bamboo forest, and up the steep path of the Misty Mountain. He wanted to go where no one could call him clumsy or trouble. Near the top of the mountain, hidden by white fog, stood a tiny old hut. In front of the hut was a garden made of rocks and sand. An old man with a long white beard was there. He was sweeping the sand with a broom, making perfect, wavy lines. Kenji stopped, breathing hard. "Who are you?" he demanded. The old man didn't look up. He just kept sweeping. Swish, swish. The sound was soft and calm. "I am Hideo," the man whispered. "Why are you so loud, little storm?" "I want to be strong," Kenji blurted out. "I want to beat Taro. I want everyone to stop laughing at me." The old man finally stopped sweeping. "Attack me," the old man said. Kenji blinked. "What?" The old man leaned the broom against the hut and turned to face Kenji. "If you wish to beat Taro," he said calmly, "you must first be able to strike an old man." Kenji's eyes widened. "You?" "Yes." Hideo spread his hands and stood still. "Come at me with all your anger. Try to hit me." Kenji rushed forward. He swung his fist, but Hideo wasn't there. The old man moved like smoke. Kenji swung again. Hideo stepped to the side, smooth as water flowing over a rock. Kenji tripped and fell. "You are strong," Hideo said, offering a hand to help him up, "but you are off balance." "Teach me how to fight," Kenji said. Master Hideo looked at Kenji with eyes that were sharp and bright, like a hawk's. "Fighting is easy," Hideo said. "Stopping a fight is hard. Being strong does not mean hurting others. It means protecting them." "I don't care," Kenji said, stomping his foot. "Teach me." "Very well," Hideo nodded. "But you must do exactly as I say." Kenji smiled. He was ready to punch wood and kick rocks. But the next morning, Master Hideo gave him a bucket. "Go down to the river," Hideo said. "Fill this bucket. Walk back up the mountain. Do not spill a single drop." Kenji frowned. "This is not fighting." "Go," Hideo pointed. Kenji ran down, filled the bucket, and ran back up. Water splashed everywhere. By the time he reached the top, the bucket was half empty. "Again," Hideo said gently. For weeks, this was Kenji's life. He carried water. He swept the rock garden until the lines were perfect. He scrubbed the wooden floor of the hut with a rag until it shone like a mirror. Every time Kenji complained, Hideo would say, "The floor is not clean until your mind is clean." Kenji was bored. His muscles hurt. He was angry. One day he threw the rag down. "You are tricking me. I have learned nothing. I am leaving." Master Hideo did not get angry. Instead, he picked up a long, smooth bamboo staff from the ground. "If you have truly learned nothing," the old man said, his voice suddenly sharp, "then you will be unable to stop this." Without warning, Hideo swung the staff at Kenji's head. Kenji didn't have time to think. His body moved on its own. He raised his arm in a strong, circular motion, the exact same movement he had used to scrub the floor. Thwack! His arm deflected the staff, pushing it aside easily. Before Kenji could blink, Hideo swept the staff low toward Kenji's ankles. Kenji didn't stumble. He shifted his weight instantly, planting his feet firmly and lifting his leg with perfect control, just as he had done 1,000 times to keep the heavy water bucket from spilling.
Kenji lowered his leg and stared at his hands, in shock. The chores were not punishments. The scrubbing was a block. The water carrying was balance. The sweeping was focus. Kenji understood. He didn't leave. He stayed. Seasons changed. The leaves turned orange, then snow fell, then the cherry blossoms bloomed. Kenji changed too. He didn't stomp anymore. He walked silently. He didn't shout. He listened. When he carried the water, not a drop spilled. His body was strong, but his mind was calm.
One morning, Master Hideo handed Kenji his old bag. "It is time to go home, Kenji." "But I have more to learn," Kenji said. "The rest of the lesson," Hideo smiled, "is down there." Kenji walked back down the mountain. The village of Takayama looked different. It looked beautiful. But as he got closer, he heard screaming. He ran to the village square. A group of bandits had come down from the north. They were big men with red scarves, holding heavy clubs. They were stealing bags of rice and frightening the villagers. Taro, the bully, was trying to stop them, but the bandit leader shoved Taro to the ground. "This rice is ours now," the bandit leader shouted. The villagers were terrified. They huddled together. Kenji stepped into the square. He didn't look like Kenji the Storm anymore. He stood tall and still. "Please," Kenji said, his voice calm but loud enough for everyone to hear, "leave the rice. It belongs to the village." The bandit leader laughed. He was twice the size of Kenji. "And who will stop me? You?" The leader swung his heavy club at Kenji's head. The villagers gasped. But Kenji did not panic. He remembered the water bucket. He shifted his weight smoothly. The club missed him by an inch. The bandit roared and swung again. Kenji remembered the broom sweeping the sand. He stepped inside the bandit's guard, moving his arm in a soft circle. He didn't punch the man. Instead, he used the bandit's own force to spin him around. Kenji gently pushed the bandit, and the big man stumbled, losing his balance and falling into the dust. The other bandits rushed at Kenji. Kenji closed his eyes for a split second. He felt the wind. He felt the ground. He moved like a dancer. He dodged a fist, blocked a kick, and swept the legs of two men at once. He was not fighting with anger. He was fighting to protect. He was the calm center of the storm. Within moments, the bandits were on the ground, groaning. They looked at Kenji with fear. They had never seen a fighter who looked so peaceful. "Go," Kenji said firmly, "and do not come back." The bandits scrambled up and ran away, leaving the rice behind. The square was silent. Then a cheer erupted. The villagers ran to Kenji. They patted his back and shook his hand. Tara walked up to him, looking at his boots. I am sorry I pushed you in the mud before," Taro mumbled. "You saved us." Kenji smiled. He didn't feel the need to brag. "It is okay, Taro. We are neighbors." Mr. Tanaka, the elder, walked up and bowed. "You have changed, Kenji. You went up the mountain a storm, and you came back a mountain yourself." That evening, the village had a feast to celebrate, but Kenji took a moment to look up at the Misty Mountain. He saw a tiny wisp of smoke rising from the hut near the top. He bowed low, knowing Master Hideo was watching. Kenji was a hero not because he could punch hard, but because he had learned that true strength is quiet. He understood that force is like a storm that snaps the branch, while patience is the root that holds the tree. To fight is easy, like rolling a stone down a hill. To make peace is hard, like rolling it back up. True mastery is not about having the power to hurt, but having the wisdom to heal. The strongest warrior is not the one who conquers 1,000 enemies, but the one who conquers the anger within himself.